Very fall inspired. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, here with another video. I know it's been a while, it's because of school, I've been busy, but I'm back. So for today's video, it's obviously a flawless foundation look. I just want to teach for beginners especially how to start with just getting the right product, how to find the perfect combo for primer to foundation to concealer to highlighting and contouring. So I just wanted to get in depth really with it because, you know, just for people's beginning with makeup, because I was one before. I didn't know like anything before and yeah, as I learned, practiced throughout the years, I got better and I learned some tips and tricks on how I do my makeup. So I want to show you my tips and tricks. So yeah, if you wanna know how to get this look, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up for more videos like this, comment, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so every time I upload you're notified. And without further ado, let's get to the video. This is very full. Yeah, I did my eyebrows, eyeshadow, and lashes off camera because this is not important in this video. So yeah, I just want to get in depth for you guys who are just beginning in makeup. And yeah, I'm gonna start with primer. Okay, so when it comes to primer, you want to get a primer that's for your skin type. So if you have oily skin, you want to have a primer that's kind of like, this is an example, Milani Prime Light Face Primer, free, as you can see right here. When it says oil free, that means it doesn't contain any oil, so it's good for oily skin. Cause it's not gonna oils is not gonna come through. But it's Prime Light, so it has like a tint of glow to it. This is like a dupe for like the MAC Stroke Cream, which is really good because if you want to look like glowy under your makeup but you're oily, I suggest this. Because I do have normal to dry skin. I do get oily like in the summer, like right here my T-zone. But right now it's getting dry. During the fall and winter time I get really dry. So I need a glow within. So usually I like to spray like hydrating primers, like a spray like I always use is the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 and the Smashbox primer water. These are two very hydrating primers. And I also like, after a while I spray it, when it dries it's real tacky. So tacky is when it's sticky, and I like when it's sticky because your foundation, everything will stick on to your skin. I wrote everything down, make sure I won't forget anything. Yeah, I like primers that are usually like glowy and hydrating but not too dewy. So the primer I'm gonna be using is my Smashbox primer water. So I usually wait for it to dry, see how it gives me that nice glowy look already. So I like to get a fan to dry this face. And I usually wait 60 seconds for it to dry, because if you go in right away with just foundation after, and especially if you're going for like a real full coverage look, so full coverage is when it covers everything, like your birthmarks, your breakouts, just everything. So if you have like prone acne skin and you want to cover it, a full coverage foundation will go. And like I said, back to primer, so like if you have acne prone skin and you want to cover all the dark marks, usually I will go with like a real creamy primer, so like Milani Prime Light. And if you're oily on top of that, it's good to work more with creams because it won't like it won't stick to like any of your acne. So okay, so I go like this, make sure it's sticky, and it is good. Now I'm gonna go to, so usually when I go for a glam look, I like to use my NYX pore filler for my T-zone because it has like an airbrush finish to it. Like it blurs it out and I like that look. I don't know why, like no matter what, I'm so dry, but my foundation still comes out my nose. Like it breaks through here, my chin and my nose. I don't know what is it. We still need to discover that because I don't know, honestly. But see, I don't know if you can see, but it burrs that so nice. Okay, on to foundation. So foundation I'm gonna pick is good for oily and dry skin. Like I feel like it's great for both. Like I did try it on my sister before and she has oily skin. So it's like combo but more on the oily side. So I tried this on her and it lasted on her all day. And it lasts on me and I have dry skin. So but I suggest like a wear test if you're picking out foundation anywhere, the drugstore, Sephora. I suggest like getting a sample first before you buy it. But if you're going to buy it, just wear it in the house before you go out so you can know like first if it matches you. I do, by the way, have a video how to match your foundation concealer that helps me, so if you want to watch that, it's on my channel. But yeah, I feel like you should do a wear test to see if it would last, to see if it's great for your skin type. I'm gonna be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation Conceal. I usually apply like 2 pumps. Okay, so when it comes to a beauty sponge, I like to use a damp. That's the best way to use it. If you use it too dry, when you apply your powders and everything, it's not gonna go as nicely. It's gonna look too dry. And if you use it too wet, it's gonna absorb all the product you have and it's not gonna cover really anything. Like your foundation concealer is gonna absorb so much in the beauty sponge. So I like to use it like it feels moist and wet. Just make sure you squeeze it. So when you squeeze it and no water comes out, then that's perfect. But if water comes out, just squeeze it in a tissue. That's what I usually do. This is the flat part I like to use, dip my foundation. I think this foundation is gonna be dark a little because, yeah, a little bit, not that much. I love this foundation. So since this is a concealer and one foundation, you could just like use the concealer so go under your eyes, but I suggest more of a fuller coverage concealer, like an actual concealer. So if you're if you're just a foundation kind of girl, I suggest no concealer. I also suggest this foundation. Make sure I'm not all over because I have a ponytail. You can see everything. This foundation, however, is not that full coverage. You have to build it up, meaning like you have to apply more basically. So if you want like a fuller coverage, but don't apply too much where it's gonna like look cake without bend. Yeah, this foundation, I have to get a lighter color for sure because my tan did go away. I apply extra on my nose because it always comes out, like I mentioned. And I'm gonna be careful since I do my eyebrows before. I don't want to get out any product on my eyebrow. Okay, so that's all done. And I'm so excited for this video because I really like helping. So you can see I look real. I'm gonna drag more to my neck because I am tanned. It's okay if your foundation is a little bit lighter. You can always go with like a lighter concealer. I'm gonna go to that right now. For concealer, I obviously recently tried the whole bunch, but it's like, alright, so when it comes to highlighting with concealer, I always use 2 shades lighter than my actual skin tone. And for just concealing I use a concealer that's exactly my skin tone because I just want to conceal, not highlight. So I will go with that first, and I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Natural Beige. And I like this foundation because it's not that full coverage because the highlighting shade I am going to use is full coverage. See how it's not that lighter than my skin tone, like a little lighter, not that much. I'm just applying a little bit of this because I just want to conceal and cover up, you know, the under eyes, because nobody wants to see that. I'm gonna take my beauty sponge. And if you don't like to highlight, if that one girl that likes to look all one shade, when I use the beauty blender, I like to do it real slow to get extra full coverage, or you could use like a brush to blend out your concealer to have more of a full coverage instead of like sliding it. Even with foundation, if you're sliding your foundation or concealer, it's not gonna apply as much coverage, and your foundation not gonna look as flawless. So I apply it real like, I'm very heavy-handed, which I'm still working on, but I really like with the beauty sponge when it comes to concealer. So I kind of like the best coverage. Me, I like a real like fierce look, like a highlighted look. Okay, I just use that there, and then I'm gonna go with a lighter shade. So this is like 2 shades, maybe, yeah, 2 shades lighter than my actual skin tone. It's the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand. So this is a full coverage concealer. So I like to use that a little lower. See how it's very light than my skin tone? So I use this to highlight. So like after your makeup is done, you can see like that real, you know how when you see like the contour and then like the real highlighted in the center of the face? That's the look I like to go for. So to do it all over like that. I'm gonna take my sponge, or you could use a brush like I said. So I'll go very lightly. I'm actually gonna spray more spray. So if your sponge does get a little dry while you're doing your makeup, I just spray any spray you have. So I'm gonna use my MAC Fix Plus. You guys, I used to use this all the time, and I just stopped, and then I used it recently and I loved it all over again. I also melts everything like for more, it also melts everything for like a better. So me today, I'm going for like a extra full coverage look. I look extra white right now, but you fixed that. When you know your sponge is getting real dry, it starts like not blending that easily. So that's why I spray. I'm going for like that extra full look today. And I'm here for it. I don't care. Obviously after this, I go with powder, but since, alright, this helps me like throughout the years I've been doing makeup, this helps me like avoid flashback. Since I did use a lighter shade for my concealer to highlight, I like to spray any spray. So I'm going to spray the MAC Fix Plus to melt everything in. And I like to spray like before I spray in my face, just in case it's going to come out too strong and it ruins your face when the spray is like too strong right in your face. My fan, of course. It is kind of scary when you look like this when you're doing your makeup. Like I used to get scared, like, oh my god, I don't want to look too white. Especially if I'm gonna take like photography, you know, pictures. But actually like spraying before like powders really helps me. But any flashback, you could either spray it on your sponge or just spray it on your face. Okay, that's all done. You see, I feel like I melted everything. Okay, so for powder, I'm gonna be using 2 of them. You don't have to, this is not recommended for me. So I'm gonna be using my Laura Mercier translucent powder and my Hourglass powder, because this one's more for oily skin. So if you have oily skin, I suggest you could set this all over your face, but since I don't have oily skin, I'm not gonna do that. But I do crease under my under eyes, so That's where I like to use it, to my T-zone where I usually kind of get oily, especially if you're going out and you want your makeup to last. I use this powder. So I'm gonna go with my sponge. And if you want to bake as well, I suggest, if you like want a more highlighted look with a concealer, if you're oily. So if you're oily, I would stay away from more creams and more go with more powder. So you see how I highlighted on my concealer. If I'm oily, I'm just gonna go with, like, honestly, me, if I was oily, I would go with like the same concealer shade as my skin tone, and I would just set my face with the powder and bake for a little while. The baking actually does leave like a highlighted look as well when they leave the powder on for a while. So that I have dry skin, that helps me. I like using more creams, and then so I just put this all over my T-zone. Like usually where I sweat the most, that's where I put it. Now I'm gonna go with my Hourglass Veil translucent powder to set the rest of the face, because this is like a glowy, dewy powder, which I'm obsessed with. And I usually go with the flat side and just blend the rest of my face with this. Comment down below, or just, write me anywhere on my social media if you want like a drugstore version or more of a natural looking one for beginners. Like if you're not a full coverage girl like I am, then I would definitely do like a separate video of like more of a natural way of doing this, like for beginners. So yeah, just let me know if you don't like all the full coverage like I do. Oh my god, it smells like Benny in my house because we're having a dinner for my brother's birthday today. So that's why I'm filming like extra early today. But it smells so good. I woke up to that smell. I'm like, yes, I can't wait to eat. Okay, so all my powders are done. Usually, like if I have dry skin, before my powders I would like to cream contour, like use a cream contour, but lately I've been loving like just powder bronzer and not cream contouring. That's just me. So for contouring, these are my tips and tricks I learned. So with my contour personally, I like to go, alright, so this is a trick I used to do. I usually look at the top of my ear right here. I go down the top of my lip, and that's where I usually know where my contour line is, where I want like the nice and smooth natural looking contour. But if you want like an extreme contour, I just do this, but I don't like go for that hard. If you want to use so this is the Morphe M523. I'm gonna be using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells so good. So this brush is not really a blending brush. This is more like to pack on. So like I said, my ear from the top of my lip, that's where I know I'm gonna start to contour. You see, it just leaves that line there. I'm just gonna leave it like that because I don't want nothing too harsh. And the same thing on the other side. I like to do this as well because the contour I usually go for is like that. Like when I go like this, you can see it. But I usually pack and blend a little bit. That's what I do, but I do it real smooth because I don't want to take out any of the foundation or anything. So, but if it looks too harsh, don't worry. A blending brush now, my Morphe M530. So I'm gonna use the same bronzer. Bronzer has a lot of products. Okay, I'm gonna do the same step for this. Obviously I don't want too much bronzer here because I want like the thing. So just blend real smooth. If you feel like you went too harsh, don't worry. I have a little trick I'm gonna do after this. And I always blend upwards, so if you blend like this, it's not really gonna work like that. See, I like to go for that look, but it's looking a little dark, so I'm gonna fix it. My hair is getting all messy. And then for the forehead, like if you want like a more rounded, natural look, I would just use the bronzer all over here. But since I'm going for that more fierce look, like, you know, I just like to contour right here, so I'm just gonna use the bronzer like here. I'm just gonna use the bronzer like right here. Like right here. And I just blend it. And I just blend like the rest downwards, like the leftover product. Then I like to blend down my neck. But I don't like to, I like put a little bit on the brush. Okay, if I put too much, it's gonna look too darker than my face. Okay, so the trick I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my Hourglass powder, and for a more like, if you wanna cover up some, I just take some powder. It's gonna leave like a more sharper contour if you want to do it. So I would take it, usually I would leave it low so you know the contour doesn't go away, but so that they go a little more heavy-handed today, I'm gonna take the powder a little bit more higher in my bronzer. So I did take it in my bronzer a little bit. See, I look extreme. But usually if you're gonna buy a translucent powder, I suggest, like I said, doing a wear test in your house if you're not going out, so you could take flash pictures on your phone just to make sure and check just in case. So flashback is basically when your powder under your eyes look real patchy and dry. So yeah, and it's gonna look too white when you take flash pictures. So I suggest a wear test. And usually if you like to use blush, it also helps with like the sculpture of your face to make it look more fierce. But sometimes I go with like a real lighter bronzer than my actual bronzer, and I would just use like a blush brush and like apply a little bit like on the apples of my cheek. I just smile and make sure. So this bronzer is a little bit light, so I just apply real little and then just apply a little bit on my cheeks, and that's it. Everything is done. Now I'm gonna contour my nose. I always use, when you contour your nose, like people usually bake after they contour their nose, but me, I don't. I just like more of a natural way. So I use this Morphe 330. I like more of a natural contour, and I use like this fluffy brush, not real precise because I do want more of a natural look. So I just start like real narrow my nose, so your nose gets real narrow, and I just blend it upwards real smooth. So up to my eyebrow, the end of my eyebrow down. That's why I know when my nose gets narrow, from my eyebrow down. Have a know. So. I like this brush too because it also blends while you apply, which I like. If it comes out too harsh, I just always go with a beauty blend sponge. Now I'm just gonna set my face because I'm basically done with everything. So yeah, when it just comes to powder, foundation, concealer, just always do a wear test before you go out, like I mentioned. And just make sure your like, you know, when your concealer is not good, when it creases, like there's a lot of like fine lines. And your foundation, if it breaks through, if you see like little spots coming and it starts like looking like it's coming out, then it's not good. Either the primer, foundation, it's not good. Yeah, that's basically just how I learned, testing new products, seeing if they work for me, seeing my skin type, if it works, you know. I am so excited to try this. There's a new product I bought, and it's the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter. It smells just like the bronzer, the exact same, and it feels so, oh my god, look at that. Wow. Oh my god. It feels so buttery too, like it's the perfect name for a highlight. Now I'm just of course gonna use my highlight brush, my Morphe M510. That looks great, oh my god. Usually for a highlight, you don't want it to sit on your skin, like you want it to look wet, because it's gonna like add a lot of texture. So that means that highlight is no good if it sits on your face and looks very chalky and not wet. Wow, that highlight is so pretty. Oh my god. Amazing. Oh my god. And it blends so smoothly. Yeah, this is a gold highlight. So that's freaking amazing. To go heavy handed with highlight. Like, I don't care. You go, Physicians Formula. And I like to apply white highlight in my eyebrow bone and my inner corner. Just gonna use this brush. I like to go, my favorite white highlight lately was from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, the Armed and Gorgeous. This first shade VIP. This highlight is so pigmented and nice. Look at that. I only applied a little bit. It went a long way. I went in with this highlight. And if you don't like a strong highlight, obviously I suggest a light highlight, like if you just like a supple glow. But me, I like extreme, like I like to blind. But yeah, I'm just gonna apply my lipstick off camera because it's not important in this video. So yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah, I did go with a dark lip because I wanted to look fall because it is appropriate. So anyways, for setting spray, well, usually I did apply my highlight. I usually like to apply like after my setting spray. I wasn't thinking, I just wanted to apply my highlight so bad. So I'm just gonna spray this Morphe one. Obviously this spray is so good. I suggest for oily skin the Urban Decay All Nighter spray because it is oil free. Anything that has oil free is great for oily skin, so it prevents oils. But this one just melts everything in. Like, I love it. And it's like a hairspray. See? Yeah, if you really want a flawless foundation, I suggest not moving your face at all when you apply setting spray. I don't know what I was thinking. I usually like to apply highlight after setting spray because it just melts all the product in, and when you apply your highlight, it just looks more blinding. Really, really good. And it won't, and usually when you set your face with setting spray and then apply highlight after, it doesn't sit on your face. It like glides in more, and it won't like really texturize anything or sit on your skin. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. All the tips and tricks I used from a flawless foundation look to contouring and highlighting. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something. This is what I'm here for makeup and to teach you guys. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up for more videos like this, and if you want more beginner stuff. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.